All right, so we're not discussing Synthboy69 on Twitter in the chat. We'll have, I think, theories on this. I have my own ideas. Um, I think it's a member of Joel's team, and Katie feels like it's Joel. Although they were tweeting really early this morning, and unless Joel was up really early, it's not. Well, Danny. And not only that, but they use a lot of European spellings and phrases. So it's got to be somebody from Europe. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It would be a great way for Joel to interact without him using his main Twitter feed, right? And for him to allow himself to be his authentic, funny self. And Joel, if it is you, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Be you. Judgment. Yeah, we know Joel doesn't have really. Lord, no. Well, unless he's got his quad shot short Americano. Isn't that what Daniel did? Exactly. Exactly. Right, Katie. It's a way to interact with try to bring the community together without being bombarded. Because let's face it, he is under. I mean, I cannot even imagine what it must be like to be him or Daniel or any other content creator. I mean, none of us can. None of us can. And they are under tremendous pressure, and they walk a very fine line, a very fine line. And they need an outlet. And let's say they probably have accounts that we aren't even aware of, where they can interact with their friends, their family, and even us as the general public in a way that we aren't aware of. And if this is run by Joel or his team or someone close to him, God bless them, because it's fantastic. He did up until about before the pandemic. Before the pandemic. They do. They want to spread. Synboy does want to spread joy in the community, and I'm glad for that because there's so. I hate to say this, but I see so much toxicity still in the community. I'll be honest with you. I was driven out of the community due to bullying and due to the fact that I had to do a duty warn, and that person is still in the community and still respected in the community and still does a lot of stuff in the community that I find toxic and still stalks Joel. I see it on a daily basis. And so it puts a lot of pressure on other people to do things in the community that I find very toxic. But that's none of my business. And um, it's hard. And Joel is very much aware of it, and so is Daniel, because this person does it to both of them. And this person uses people in the community who I have warned because they want to get close to both of those people. And that's up to each individual to how they want to deal with it. And I have removed myself from that situation. This person has blocked me. That's fine. Because they know that I know what's going on with them. They use their mental health disorder as an excuse. I do not allow my clients to use their mental health disorders as an excuse because I've worked with SMI. SMI stands for seriously mentally ill. Okay, I've worked with people with schizophrenia. I've worked with people with bipolar with psychosis. I've worked with people with serious addictions who refuse to allow their mental health condition to define them. Period. End of discussion. And no, I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not calling anyone out. I would never call anyone out. That's the reason I'm not naming any names. So when I see this person, this individual, continuing to push their agenda, it bothers me. Because I know that there are people who I am close to who are friends with this person. And it bugs me. But I will not name names. I just don't interact, and I refuse to on the same platforms as them. Period. There's why. And I understand that content creators have a very fine line to walk. And I respect them for that. But I'm here. My DMs are always open. But if you, and these people have personality disorders, is what it is. And bad attention. It's always about attention. Which means they have severe trauma that they're not willing to deal with. There's severe trauma in their backgrounds, and they're repeating a pattern. That's all it is. And they do. Katie's right. They need these individuals, the content creators we're talking about, not the people who are stalking them or pushing them. They need a place. They need a separate identity where they can interact with those of us out here, where they feel safe. And I've been stalked. I have been stalked. My information is out there. It has to be. As a mental health professional, it has to be. You can look me up. You can find where I live. You can. Does that scare me? No. I have ways to protect myself. I always have. When I worked in media, I used to have people show up at the station when in the middle of the night, and I would be the only person at the station. And I was in my 20s. And they would be looking for their talent. I'm the only one there. Only person there. This would be 1:30, 2:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. I'd be the only person at the station. And I had to diffuse the situation long before I got into psychology. Long before I got into mental health. I had to diffuse it. We used to have Polaroid pictures of these people up in our break room. The ones we knew about. That were stalking on our talent. It was a good time. It is scary. It is scary. There's a very famous case out of Idaho that happened while I was working in media, where a young woman on our talent, she was a morning show anchor, she called her producer and let her know she was running late. She'd gotten up late. She was running late. She never showed up for work. This was 15, 20 years ago. They still haven't found her. They have no idea what happened to her. They found her car in the driveway, her purse in her car, her curling iron outside of her car. Like, she was basically ready to get in her car and she just disappeared. They have no idea what happened. None. On her talent. When that young woman and her cameraman were assassinated live on camera during an interview, the first thing I thought about, this was a couple of years ago, her father, I think is now running for Congress in West Virginia. First thing I thought about was all the people that I knew who were doing live shots that morning. And I've been out of the business now almost as long as I was in it. And every day, I think about my friends who are still working in it. Every day. Because I can't turn on a national news broadcast without seeing somebody I know who I used to work with. The Weather Channel. Every time there's national, Danny and, most of you who are back east, Danny and Katie who are back east, you just had this huge snowstorm. I saw two of the people I used to work with in San Obispo. Two of them on air, the Weather Channel. Who I used to work with. See all the time. All the time. And Katie, yeah, you mentioned you had a stalker when you were teaching. It's yeah, you don't expect that. I remember. I think my first experience with anything like that was when I was a freshman in college. So I was like 19. I was doing sports. I was the first female sportscaster they ever had at my campus radio station. Okay. First female. That was the first time I ever broke the glass ceiling. And my name on air was the sports bimbo. And I would predict sports stuff. And the guys used to joke. Kel's coming in here, she's going to predict stuff. Sports bimbo's coming in. And of course, radio, all they hear is your voice. And I remember I was walking to class one day, and I was, I hadn't put on any makeup. My hair was in a ponytail. Because I had gotten up late or something. And I heard two guys in front of me talking about the sports bill. How sexy she must be just based on her voice. And how they wanted to do something to her. And I thought, oh my God. You guys only knew she's walking right behind you. I had a boyfriend at the time. He was the one who got me to the job. It was my first experience. It wasn't my last. When I worked, my last real job in media was I worked in radio for a station in Reno. I worked under a different name. And I did traffic, and I did general sports report, or general reporting. And I remember going to the grocery stores and going into places and hearing people talk about me, because it really the only news radio station in the area. So it is. It's scary. It's scary. So I get it. I totally get it. And it is scary. So I understand boundaries. And I'm working in this field, and I understand boundaries. The guy found out your address, phone number, and sent package. Oh yeah. Yeah. A toy that oh that's sick. A human tooth. Didn't Keisha ask for those? That's sick, Katie. That's sick. Yeah. Now I have the ability to legal people, or at least call in legals on people. And that's not a position I take lightly. In California, it's called a 5150. Here in Nevada, it's called L2K. In Arizona, it's called a Title 36. I had a title in Arizona when I worked in Arizona. I had a legal here in Nevada. In Florida, it's called Baker Act. The funny thing is somebody with a master's degree here in Nevada, I cannot legal someone because I'm not licensed, but a police officer can. And they don't have any mental health training. It's funny. They're trying to change that law. Just FYI. I know it's scary. It's scary. I feel bad for all of us who have been stalked All of us who have, I mean, I often say, yeah, there are people I've watched over the years. You kind of drive by somebody's house and see if they're home, or drive by their business and see if they're home. But it's what I call passive stalking. We know that these people are being actively stalked. It's easy enough to find out where somebody lives. It's easy enough to find out where Joel and Daniel live. Easy. He showed up at your apartment and climbed up to your balcony after calling your phone and you're not answering. I know you're in there. I could hear the phone ringing. Oh, I'm glad the police were so close. Yeah, I live less than half a mile from the sheriff's department here. They cruise where I live every day. Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, the celebrities manipulating people to do something. That is true. We see it every day, celebrities manipulating. In fact, I read something online today where was a Texas Attorney General is prosecuting an influencer for manipulating people who have eating disorders to continue their eating disorders and get worse. It's horrible. It's horrible. I mean, we all have a responsibility. All of us have a responsibility. And this is way off topic. This is not where I was expecting this stream to go. It is triggering. It's very triggering. It's triggering to me too, especially as a mental health professional, because I've had to do the duty to warn. I've had to do the duty to warn to several content creators, and I don't know if they take it seriously. I hope they do, because I don't do it lightly. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I do not do this lightly. It hurts me every time I do it, because what it means is I can't help these people. Anytime I do a duty to warn, it means that I am not allowed to treat that person. If I'm doing it because they're suicidal, that's different. But if I'm doing it because they are a threat to you, that means I cannot treat them. I can, through a third party, offer them guidance. I can offer them resources. I can do that, but I cannot treat them. And frankly, they need treatment. They need help. I cannot do that. It would be unethical for me to do that. It would be a violation of my ethics. And these people need help. These people need desperate help. And the fact that you are feeding into it by liking their posts, encouraging them, and talking to them, sorry. It just, it really bugs me. And because these people need help and never going to get it. Because here's the thing, they're going to keep pushing. They're going to keep pushing. They're going to keep friending people who think that, and I'm talking directly to the content creators now, the influencers who may not see this. They're going to keep pushing you. They're going to use others. They're going to friend people who they believe are close to you, who have influence over you, whether they do or not. Whether these people believe they do or not. But they'll keep doing it. And they'll keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And they'll do everything in their power. stalk you in so many different ways. They're going to show up in places you never imagined because they hear you're there. Whether or not you're directly involved or not, they're going to show up because they want to see you. Because they don't care about the other person. It's about you. They already know where you live. They already know what you have for breakfast, for dinner, for lunch. They know everything about. They know what sheets you sleep on. They know everything about you, whether you recognize it or not. And every time you interact with them, whether it's through a meet and greet, whether it's through liking a post of theirs, whether it's even through an alt account of theirs, you are feeding into that disorder, and it makes them more dangerous. They need help. And the only way they're going to get help is by you basically saying, enough. I'm not going to do this. And I realize I understand. I get it. You have such a fine line to walk. And I know that so many of you have anxiety and depression and social phobias and things that we can't even comprehend that are going on in your lives. And I respect that totally. I do. I really do. As a mental health professional, I respect that. As a person, I respect that. As someone who used to work in the media, I respect that. Just don't enable them. Stop it. You have the power to stop it. Reach out to people like me. We can help you. We know how to do this. This is what we do for a living. And we're here. No judgment. And we have to keep it confidential. That is the cornerstone next to do no harm in our X codes. And I don't know what else to say. I really don't. I really don't. They are. They can't be everything. They can't be everything to everyone. None of us can be. That's the reason why I quit a full-time job. I was expected to be everything to everyone, and I couldn't. I was having my own nervous breakdown. I freely admit it. I was having my nervous breakdown, and I couldn't be everything to everyone. So I quit my full-time job because they wanted me to be everything to everyone. Not only that, but they wanted me to break the laws of confidentiality, which I couldn't do. Thank you. Thank you, May. Thank you, Sarah May. Um, I keep secrets. It's who I am. People come to me anytime. I will always keep someone's secrets, unless of course they are danger to themselves, danger to others, or any allegations of elder abuse, child abuse, or abuse of one person. Then I am bound by the laws of my board, my state to report. I put out there. It's what I have to do. Um, I'm sorry, this is not where I expected it to go. Um, but if you are hurting, please seek help. There are so many resources out there. Psychologytoday.com is a great resource for therapy. There are listening lines. You can just Google them. Those are people who are just there to listen. They're just trained to listen. All they do is listen to you talk. People like me, people like Allie. She's wonderful. I love Allie. We don't have judgment. If you don't have access to insurance, I'm going to let you know now. If you are in the United States, every state has clinics available that are no cost. DM me. I will help you find someone. I promise. I will help you find someone. No judgment. This is what I do for a living. I am here for you. This is what I do. This is what I do. If you are out of the United States, DM me. I will find resources for you. I will. This is what we do. This is our calling. We don't fix people. You fix yourself, but we are here to help you do that. You are not alone. I promise you, you are not alone. Our hands are always out. All you have to do is ask. That's all you have to do. And it hurts my heart every time I open my Twitter and I see so many people who are in pain because I know I cannot help. Because it's just too much. It's just too much. I'm sorry. Let's just get my lashes wet for 24 hours, and here I am getting my lashes wet. It's just gonna kill me. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, I appreciate that, guys. High five viewers now! Who else is viewing? Thanks. I do. This is what I do every day. I really care about people. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't do what I do. I mean, there are some people care more about others, but it hurts me when people are hurting because I believe everyone should have access to mental health care, and we don't. But my DMs are always open. And if you need someone, please, 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 we are always here. Always. So reach out to us. Whether it's here on Twitch, whether it's my Insta, whether it's through my YouTube, whether it's through Twitter, if you can find me on my email, anywhere, please reach out. Love you guys too. Okay, so let's talk about something positive. Should we go back